Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The date is July 3rd, 2023. Before we start our regularly scheduled council meeting for this evening, we have a public hearing on ordinance 1112. 1112 is concerning an agreement with the Havre de Grace Green Team for composting. An ordinance by the Mayor and City Council of Havre de Grace, Maryland, adopted pursuant to the authority of Article 11E of the Maryland Constitution, the local government article of the Annotated Code of Maryland, and Sections 33 and 34 of the Havre de Grace City Charter to enter into an agreement with the Havre de Grace Green Team, LTD, as it relates to composting collection with Garrity Renewables, LLC, on city property. This is a public hearing on ordinance 1112. And I will call on folks from the audience, but before I do so, I will usually defer to people who fill out a form ahead of time. And I would like to call on Denise Bloom. You're here to talk about that, right? The composting? Oh, I thought you were.
I'm under new business.
You're under new business.
For
Okay.
yoga.
So,
She's yoga.
what's that?
She's with yoga. It's under new business, the yoga.
Okay, all right, never mind. Kurt Smith, you're here to talk about 1112, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on up, sir.
Very much. Show and tell day. Kirk Smith, 840 Otsego Street, Havre de Grace, Maryland, 21078. I'm here to talk about the compost program. It's one of the best programs the Green Team's ever created. I frequently go to Veteran Compost if I can get out of work in time, because their hours are like 8 to 4, and pick up bags of compost. It's been a much bigger, I've been there many more times this year than normal, because we are building up our own set of the Cassiopeia Gardens. And I just wanted to share what grew in some veterans compost as a volunteer this year. Quite literally, the only thing I've been adding to the soil up at the community garden plot, this is one of the originals at the our community gardens, old reservoir, and the only thing I've been adding there is veteran compost every year. And I got the largest elephant garlic I've ever grown. Prior to this, circumference for the biggest one I grew was 12.95 inches. And I keep track of this because it's a personal pride thing. I don't have a lot of personal pride. I was on submarines for 21 years, so. This thing is huge. It's so huge that I'm afraid to measure it, because I think I will never be able to break a record like this again. So Garrity is the parent company, apparently, of Veteran Compost. And I got to tell you, whatever the Green Team sent in there, it's obviously good stuff, green stuff, because their compost is second to none. Yeah, it's even better than what the city used to have, and I've done a lot of composting with what the city used to have, or a lot of yard projects with what the city used to have too. So I'd like to encourage you all to support this and let the Green Team continue on for the next year. Or heck, go big, go home. We got the better half of the council here now. Give them 2 years. It's a great program. Besides that, it's the only place you can legally recycle pizza boxes in Harford County.
So that's a garlic bulb?
Yes, sir. Do you want me to bring it up?
So if it doesn't repel vampires, you can hit them on the head with it, right?
Like a big cudgel, isn't it? That's all I had to say. Is it okay to approach?
It's impressive.
You don't want to sniff?
I'm good. I believe you. Thanks,
Vampire,
Kurt. I appreciate it. It's
He's
pretty
a vampire,
impressive.
isn't he?
That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. And it's all about the compost.
All right.
How you take care of your soil. I'm not going to bore you guys with the details. I don't control the sun. I don't control the rain, but the goddess lets me control what I put in the soil. I try to use quality organic products. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Questions? Good? Good.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Oh, got to go soon. I have apple juice sitting on the stove, waiting to be made into apple jelly. Good stuff.
Is anyone else in the audience here this evening to speak on ordinance 1112 concerning composting with Garrity Renewables? Any questions or comments from the council? Okay. Without any further comments on ordinance 1112, I now close public hearing on ordinance 1112. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We now open up a council meeting for the July 3rd, 2023 council meeting. It is now 7:08 p.m. Council President Ringsacker, absent. Councilmember Robertson, absent. Councilmember Jones, present. Councilmember Boyer,
Here.
Councilmember Shenagus,
Here.
Councilmember Boker, absent. We have 3 council members absent, 3 council members present. The 3 council members who are absent, I just learned previously before the meeting that they all had commitments, that they were unable to make it. The charter requires that we have 4 council members present to have a quorum, to have a city council meeting. So without a quorum, the July 3rd, 2023 council meeting will not be opened up, and there will not be a council meeting this evening. Ms. Ishak, did I follow that properly?
Yes, you have, Mayor.
Okay. With that said, there's no action to be taken on any agenda item this evening because the council's not here and the public. We can't do any comments, right?
You have the option of doing comments, but that council can't take any action. So if you wanted to take citizen comments, I guess that would be up to the chair of the presiding officer.
Okay, if it was up to the chair, then I know I have a couple people in the audience that wanted to say a few things. So there is no council meeting, there's no action taking place, there's no voting going on. But I know, Ms. Bloom, you wanted to say something, and I know there's someone else. So if you came here tonight because you wanted to say something that you thought was going to be on the agenda, go ahead.
Good evening, one and all. I am Anise Bloom. I reside at 139 and 141 Weber Street in Havre de Grace.
Welcome.
Thank you. I am the current project leader of the Heirloom Victory Garden, which was established in 2018, which is a Havre de Grace Green Team project that holds a 501c3 status. And I am speaking in regards to agenda item 14, BIII. We are currently good stewards, actually we're fabulous stewards of the city's property under a city MOU at the Moore Family Homestead. An all-volunteer group under my direction grows, cultivates, harvests, and distributes fresh crops to 3 local food pantries. To maintain and operate this activity, it takes people power, and more importantly, it takes money. This brings us to the submitted application for the yoga activity, which is yoga on the grassy knoll. And it's a tour of the garden and the activity to broaden awareness through this fundraiser. And so I just wanted to give some back matter to this item to hopefully push it forward. So do I ask for any questions at this point, or do I just zip it?
It's up to the council. Any council have any questions?
Yes.
What's the duration of the yoga class that will?
Okay, it's a 2-hour event, only 2 hours, and it's set for September 6th if it goes forward, and it has a rain date of the 13th. So our setup and breakdown time is built right into that 6 to 8 time frame. Hopefully, as people come out to this event, even if they don't like yoga, they'll perhaps like the tour and embrace us so much that we'll get more volunteers and, more importantly, a donation. So that is the purpose of the activity. Yes?
Thank you.
Are you also asking for signage to be able to be put out?
I'm not hearing you well.
Are you also asking for signage, the ability to put out signage around the Moore Homestead to advertise it?
Signage to be put up. We're simply going to use word of mouth, social media, and then the yoga instructor has a business, which happens to be Haven of Havre de Grace, Linnea Tober. She will be the instructor that evening, and she is connected in the city.
Okay, thank you. And how many pounds of food did you donate last year?
Last year, 1,920 pounds. We've been increased each year from our first growing year, and we have an outside tote, and we're hopeful that we can finish with 2,000 pounds or more.
Awesome, thank you.
So, help, volunteer, people power. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ms. Bloom. And is anybody else here this evening that wishes to address the council on any matter? Yes, ma'am. Hello, welcome to the non-council meeting.
So I'll give a non-thank you.
So, hi, how you doing?
Good, good. Carol Allen. I reside at 814 Market Street here
Welcome.
in Havre de Grace, but I'm here in my capacity as director for Concord Point Lighthouse, and I am here to speak about item number 14B11. Yes, II. 14BII, National Lighthouse Day. So we celebrate National Lighthouse Day every year, but normally it's a very low-key event for us. However, this year, because of the changes in how the Harford County Tourism Grant was structured, where there were two pools of funding. One of the pools, the larger of the two pools, was to be awarded to people, organizations who would put on an event, ideally a more than one-day event that might attract people to come to Harford County, ideally to book a hotel room and stay overnight somewhere in the county. And for us, the natural event is National Lighthouse Day, which occurs very early in their grant period, which is July through June. So I was sort of caught a little bit between a rock and a hard place, because absent the funding from Harford County Tourism, we would do our usual very low-key event. However, I'm happy to report we have been fully funded, but I now find myself with a dilemma, especially since the event cannot be approved tonight, that I am needing to organize an event that will take place on August 5th, 6th, and 7th, and will fulfill an award that is bringing about $19,000 to the lighthouse. And so I'm going to turn to Steve to say, I hope that we can find some way to do some creative problem solving so that I can move forward with planning and some type of advertising for this event between now and the next council meeting. And Steve can get back to me later with regard to that question. Okay, and so here's my,
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Anyone else? Ms. Sinner? Oh. I'm sorry, Ms. Zinner, sorry. Hello.
Hello, good evening. I'm here to introduce Maria Arrudi, and she is an exchange student from Spain, and she has a couple comments she'd like to make about her. Let me see, she arrived on Wednesday, so she hasn't been here a week yet, but.
Sure. Welcome. Hello.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Mirari Fernandez Arruti, and I'm from Bilbao, Spain, a city of approximately 400,000 people. I arrived on Wednesday, June 28th, with 15 other students from all parts of Spain, 5 of us who are staying with different host families in Havre de Grace. My first trip on Thursday was to Philadelphia to see Independence Hall and Liberty Bell, learning about your rich history and fight for your independence. Mr. Mayor, I have heard you are a history teacher of American history, so to see these places and this witness the large Independence Day parade was a wonderful experience, and to learn a little of how the government works in your town makes me grateful to be here. I'm so happy to visit your city on my trip and learn about it along with the revolution that freed you from Britain's rule. On Thursday, I traveled with my group to Washington, D.C. to learn more about American history and government. Thank you for the opportunity to voice my gratitude to you and the council members along with the citizens of Havre de Grace. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was very nice meeting you yesterday. Good. Thank you. Welcome to Havre de Grace. And anybody else wish to speak? Come on up. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I think mine's all positive too. Cheryl Strader, 643 North Stoke Street in Havre de Grace, and I am here hoping to get an application approved for our National Neighbors Night Out. Dr. Jaffe had established the OPEC organization many years ago with the goals of trying to keep our neighborhoods safe by people knowing people and supporting people. The National Neighbors Night Out has the same goals. So on August the 1st from 6 to 8 at the 600 block of Ontario Street, we hope everybody comes. Hopefully neighbors meet neighbors. Hopefully everyone meets city officials, police officers, other community organizations, just to make it, bring your kids, bring your dog, and just have a kind of a laid-back evening. We'll have hula hoops and cornhole, and the Lock House has joined forces with us. They're bringing water. It's just a block party. And we have Eddie Stewart playing music. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Strader. Anyone else? Any comments from the council? Councilmember Shenanigans?
Ms. Cheryl, I would like to say that I attended the event last year, and I thought it was a success. So thank you for inviting us out, and I met some new neighbors as well as some new constituents, so it was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Any other comments? Okay, just for the viewing public, if you happen to be flipping channels and you catch this meeting, in case you're confused, I just want to let everybody know that at 7:08, we began this meeting after public hearing on ordinance 1112. We did not have a quorum. We only had 3 council members present, but we did ask the attending public to comment since they came here to comment, and so that's what you might have been seeing. So there is no council meeting. There's no gavel drop to end anything because we never opened up. But I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And we'll see you July 17th at the next regularly scheduled council meeting. Thank you, everybody.